Hi everyone, I'm Paula Golden, President of the Broadcom Foundation. And before I give you my remarks, I want to give a shout out to Kosiami Mapada, who is the winner of last year's Broadcom Coding with Commitment Award. It's really a thrill for me to be at the African Science Buskers Festival. I'm so grateful to Knowledge and his team for making it possible for us to be with you and to make some remarks to all of you students who are participating. So let me begin by introducing myself. I'm not an engineer, and I'm not a scientist. I'm actually just a lawyer and communicator. My life has been devoted to kids because I've also been a teacher. So it's a real pleasure to be with you to talk about my favorite topic, which is actually how do you become a good communicator in science. So before I get into those remarks, let me tell you a little bit about Broadcom Corporation and Broadcom Inc. Broadcom Corporation was founded by Henry Samueli many years ago and ultimately became Broadcom Inc., which is an international semiconductor company that specializes in communications semiconductors. Broadcom Inc. is world-renowned for the work that it does in placing wonderful technology into your cell phones, your computers, across your internet, pretty much everything you touch. Broadcom Inc.'s motto is connecting everything. Broadcom created the Broadcom Foundation with the mission of advancing STEM and creating opportunity. When we created the foundation, we wanted to do something that was significant, and we decided to do it in science fairs and science festivals. Why? Because all of you are participating in a program that allows you to practice the 4 C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. Of those C's, my favorite is communication. My second favorite is critical thinking. Because in my mind, if you're a critical thinker and you can communicate your thoughts well and your ideas well, you can be a scientific leader in your community and make a big difference in how science is viewed in your community and how others understand the importance of science in our lives. So I want to talk to you a little bit about being an active scientist and how you can communicate as a scientist. Your role as a citizen scientist was defined early on by Aristotle 2,000 years ago. You all know of Aristotle, but you may not know that he was actually considered the first person to define what good communication is all about. He had a motto: those who know, do. Those who understand, teach. So you can know about science, but do you understand science? You can know how to be an engineer, but do you understand what engineering means to your community? It's really important that you think about this because your science project, while you are presenting it at the African Science Buskers Festival, is something that you carry back into your community. You should share it with your classmates, make a presentation at your school, maybe even invite people to come to a library or a community meeting in your village or your neighborhood and share with them your project. And when you do that, you want to make sure that the people you're talking to understand what you are sharing with words and ideas that resonate for them. Because here at a science festival, quite frankly, you talk science to each other. You talk about engineering to each other. But you don't necessarily communicate the way you will when you go home and share your passion with others. Now, Aristotle had 3 important principles about communication. And these are funky words, but I'm going to share them with you. Logos, ethos, and pathos. Now, what do these words mean? Logos means that the logic of your project, the words and the elements of your projects are well understood to you. You're a scientist and you know it. But can you communicate that project to your little brother, to a friend or a neighbor, to your grandma? Can you communicate this project to others so they understand its value beyond just what you would say to your science friends who are here at the festival with you. So let's examine this ethos. Ethos is the proposition that you are trustworthy with the information that you're conveying to someone. So if you're a lofty scientist and you use big words on your friends, they may go, oh, that doesn't really count. I don't want to listen to this. I don't get it. So you always should think about your audience. What audience are you talking to, and how can you explain your science to them in a way that makes you trusted to them, where they trust your knowledge and embrace your knowledge? Which brings us to pathos. And what is pathos? Pathos is a sense of passion and emotion that you want your audience to feel when you've made your pitch. Now let's think about that. You can tell somebody about your science project and they can just go, oh, or you can tell somebody about your project and they go, oh, that's so cool, can you tell me more? Now that's so cool, tell me more, comes from you conveying your emotion and your sense of excitement. And you share that excitement in a way that they embrace it and adopt it, and they get excited too. So when you think about going back to your communities after the African Science Buskers Festival, think about how you're going to share your project and your love of science and engineering, as Aristotle would expect you to, with logos, ethos, and pathos. Bring your passion to the community and let them understand why you're so excited about science and engineering. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about your project and how you're going to communicate your knowledge about your project to people. I think it's always important to tell a story. Sometimes people need to hear why you're excited about something. So in addition to, gosh, this is why I did my project, it's about this, it's about that. Why did you do that project? Well, my grandma was sick and she couldn't see very well, and so I decided I wanted to create a project where I coded some tools for her to navigate around her home or in the community with a special sensor on the coding equipment. And that will be a story that's kind of behind the technology and the science of that project. Being able to tell why you chose a project will infuse passion into your presentation. And people love it. They love to hear the story. They love to hear your story. So don't narrow your science and engineering to just the knowledge and discipline of science and engineering, but embrace it as your personal story. Why are you a scientist? Why are you an engineer? And what motivates you? It's my experience, and this is certainly true in my life, that the biggest changes you make in terms of your own passion for where you're going to go in life, what you want to become, what your career will look like, will happen at your age. These are your years of discovery. These are your years of creativity. These are your years to learn about communication and teamwork and investing your energy in something that has an exciting outcome. And also making mistakes. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is just another opportunity to try again and try something new. So think about yourself as a scientist, engineer, person who is going to lead in your field, tell your story, get other people excited, and know that this is exactly where you should be going and what is really expected of you at the African Science Buskers Festival. Knowledge and his team want you to be leaders in the community. Zimbabwe needs you. One of the reasons that we are sponsoring the Broadcom Coding with Commitment Award is because we believe that young people should understand how to code, become digitally literate, but more importantly, they should know how to apply those skills along with their science in becoming citizens of the world who embrace the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Now, if you don't know all the 17 Sustainable Goals, I suggest you go to the website and take a look at them, because your project, whether it's in science, engineering, or mathematics, touches on those goals. More importantly, if you extrapolate your project and carry it forward, it will matter to Zimbabwe's future and how those 17 Sustainable Development Goals impact your nation. And for those of you students who are participating from other countries, this applies to you as well. Broadcom Coding with Commitment aligns coding with science and engineering to address the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. And each one of you are leaders in making sure that those goals are met. Now, the United Nations hopes that those goals will be met by 2030. I'm not too sure we will make that goal, but it's lofty to try. We are also really excited about the autonomous race car project that we are participating in Zimbabwe. Knowledge has helped us get involved in something that I think is very exciting and much aligns with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. It's really a thrill for us to be part of these projects and to be part of all of your exciting projects at the African Science Buskers Festival today. Each of you is a future leader. Each of you has great promise. Each of you can take home the excitement of what you do as scientists, engineers, and innovators to your communities and begin to change the world one person at a time, one new friend of science at a time, one new village at a time. So we urge you to be scientist leaders, scientist communicators, and make the best of what you are doing in your science fair today. We wish you all great success. Have a wonderful experience. We'll be thinking of you. Good luck.